I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right. Let me go ahead and say something real quick. Um, this really got me not sleeping at night. For real. This has not been getting me sleep. Um, there are reports that, and the links is in the description box, by the way. There's some links in the description box that y'all might want to watch. There's some videos. Um, there's a prospect of nuclear weapons being used concerning Iran. Uh, According to Professor Tim Wilson, the link is in the description box, by the way. Donald Trump gave out a threat, and but I don't think he will be the one who will do it. According to other what I heard on other analysis, international analysis, because of the destruction of Israel, and Israel does not have um the manpower to fight Iran by itself or with the United States. And since Iran is not going to relinquish into the background, I'm afraid they might be the one who will dropped the or used nuclear weapons, excuse me, nuclear devices, nuclear weapons. And I find it very ironic that this is on the table. Apparently, according to some analysts, that this is on the table. And what's so sad about it is we supposed to stop, quote unquote, nuclear weapons to being used in the Levant and in the Middle East, but yet here's we entertaining the idea, or at least on the Israeli side, I believe. And let me sit here and say this: the title on my Rumble is the true title um, of this live stream, because I'm not gonna put what I really think is on my it's on my Rumble live stream. This is just it's sanitized for a reason, and there are resides in this conflict, or I should say, nations, where the hardliners, both in the United States, Israel, and yes, in Iran, needs to be addressed. It's the hardliners that are the problem. MAGA is a hardliner. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Let me go to let me read what Joe Kent, the oh, hold on, I got to put this down real quick. Let me put this down real quick. I forgot. Yeah, let me put this down real quick. So I'm on Joe Kent's Twitter account. I'm on his Twitter account, and this is what he said. And Joe Kent is the official who had quit being the well. Let me read what he said. After much reflection, I decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center, effective today. I cannot, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. It is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. It's been an honor serving under the president and Tulsi Gabbard. And you know what? Let me just put this up real quick. And I wish I could. Well, let me just go read this real quick. I support the values and the foreign policies you campaigned in 2016, 2020, 2024, which you enacted in your first term. Until June of 2025, you understood that the wars in the Middle East were a trap that robbed America of precious lives of our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. In your first administration, you understood better than any American president how to decisively apply military power without getting us into unending wars. You demonstrated this by killing Saddam Hussein and by defeating ISIS. But early in this administration, a high-ranking Israeli official and influential members of the American media deploy a misinformation campaign that wholly undermined your America First program and sold pro-war sentiments to encourage a war with Iran. This echo chamber was used to deceive you into believing that Iran proposed an imminent threat to the United States. The same tactic the Israelis used to draw us into the disastrous Iraq war that cost our nation lives of thousands of our men and women, best men and women. We cannot make this mistake again. Now, and yada yada. You talking about his wife was one of the victims because she was a naval intelligence officer who was also killed in the line of duty. So yeah, and let me say this right now. I'm not here to defend Joe. I'm not here to defend or speak up for Joe Kent, because Joe Kent was part of the problem. He was part of the problem. So let me move on to here. And this is an interview with Tucker Carlson. I think this happened last night. I'm not sure, but let's play a little bit of this.
That was a good thing. It was a terrible thing and resulted in the deaths of a lot of Americans. So who was punished for that? As far as we can tell, and we've checked, only one person. And that would be Colonel Stu Scheller of the United States Marine Corps. What was his crime? Planning the withdrawal from Afghanistan? Oh, no. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. How did you reach that conclusion?
I think this is key. I mean, this would be more challenging to explain had the Secretary of State, the President, and the Speaker of the House not come out and said that we conducted this attack at this time because the Israelis were about to do so. So that takes away the argument that there was an imminent threat, as in Iran was planning to attack us immediately. That just simply did not exist.
May I ask you to pause? Sure. And so,
let's talk about the imminent threat. An imminent threat means you're right at the doorstep of somebody's. You got a doorstep of somebody's house. An imminent threat means you're right next to the target, the persons or persons that you are going to insult. That's intimate. So if the person is 1,000 miles away is he an actual threat? This is no. And I love how some people like Bill O'Reilly and some people on Fox News, News Nation, CBS try to use the term, try to fudge the number, the term intimate, as if though we don't know what the word means. Intimate means at that moment. Intimate means in that urgent time. But we allow we allow the hardliners to dictate how this country has been run, especially in the military-industrial complex. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to. Y'all got to excuse me for a minute. I messed this up. Get back to where I was at.
I've heard people say that, and this just happened, but history has a way of getting rewritten in real time. And then you look back 10 or 15, 20, 25 years later, and no one seems to understand the things that you saw because they've been eliminated. Yeah. So I think it's important to stop and say, here's what we actually know. So I'd like now, if we could, just to play one of the statements that you alluded to, and that's from Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. And this was shortly after this war commenced. And he was explaining as is his habit, in a thoughtful, precise way, why. Here's Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
Okay, so that is...
So that in itself doesn't make any sense, because if country A is attacking country B because country B was going to attack, and then you said that we being country C, and it's an imminent threat, wouldn't the first person be attacked is person A and not person C? See, common sense, conservatives love to use the term common sense, right? Oh, we are common sense, and then, well, if somebody punch you in the face, why would you want to punch the other person, not the person who's doing the punching? If there was an imminent threat, the imminent threat is the person who's doing the punching first. Because Israel was the first one, or you know what? Let me use the term BIGJ Netanyahu. Nahu was the one that ordered the bombing. He the one that dropped the bombs first. It doesn't make any sense how people try to use the term imminent threat. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh man, yo, you know what? I might want to check that out. I might want to check that out, B-Dub. I might want to check that out. I gotta check that out, man, because I heard about it. I might, I might want to check that out on that. But anyway, you know what? Speaking about stupidity of those on the right, I gotta go back to here. Right? I gotta go back on my Twitter. And I had to scroll down, y'all. Where's Ian Berkeley, where her name is. And here is, you know what? I'm gonna leave her alone. All right. Lori Loomer. You know what? We got to talk about Lori Loomer because she got drugged. She went to India of all places and got drugged for her racism. I'm surprised, man. She made it out there. Well, safely. Anyway. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and read what Laura Loomer has. And she's a racist bigot, too. What happened, Joe Kent? This is from your 2024, in which you said Iran has been trying to kill the president since 2020. Today, in your resignation letter, you said Iran posed no threat to the United States. No, he said no imminent threat. Keyword, imminent. You see, words matter, Laura. Imminent threat means right now. They're going to do it now, okay? Or very soon. But something down here made me laugh because everybody they're cooking him, they're frying him right now. But Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oof. 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 Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. There was somebody who made a post. Is it her? Look. Um. Do y'all see something fun? Do y'all see something wrong with this? Now, MAGA is what? Far right. MAGA is far right. MAGA is evangelicals, the manosphere, um, the white supremacists, you know, those who want to control women's bodies. So you got this woman right here, and this is just very comical to me. Okay, how can you be calling yourself MAGA, 100% MAGA, then you said you're a Lebesian mama? Make that make sense. You know what? No. Hold on. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and show you again. Let me show you it again. How can you be this? Okay. How can you be a lesbian mama and 100% MAGA? I find it very. Anyway, but anyway, yeah. We're seeing all this. We're seeing all the yeah. And no, I'm not here to defend Joe Kent because he's part of the problem. Okay, he's part of the problem. Um, this the hardliners in society. It doesn't matter what um it doesn't matter what ideology it is. The hardliners is always the main ones starting the most problems, and they can't. It's so ideologically blinded that they don't see other implications and complications that you know that they might cause, unseen problems that they might see as unseen when everybody else can see it. You might cause problems down on the road. And and I know somebody say, well, Big J, are you talking about only America and only Israel? Because I know there is a person, there is a person who visits my channel, and he is from the Levant, and I'm very skeptical of him being around my channel because he might be part of Mossad. Who knows, right? Having said that, let me go to him. Okay, let me go to this man right here because he's one of my favorite YouTubers. Right, he's one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to people like Middle Nation, Professor Tim Wilson, and so forth. I look at these people as intellectuals that kind of shape that look at things from a intellectual side of things. Let's listen to what he said. And mind you, he is Islamic. And don't think, because he about to say something right here that I fully agree with.
In Syria.
Wait, whoa. Stop. Let me do this real quick. Because it's on a fair use. Yeah, you can put this up here real quick. out of respect for all the videos that all the videos that I'm sharing is unfair use. So yeah, let me just keep it moving.
Lebanon and in Yemen, death squads. Okay, these two things cannot coexist in an honest analysis. You cannot present yourself as the defender of Muslim life while your proxies are ethnically cleansing Muslim neighborhoods by the thousands. No, I'm sorry, you cannot claim Islamic solidarity while pouring money and pouring weapons into a regime that is barrel bombing its own Muslim population. Yes, okay, the Gulf states get condemned, and sometimes fairly, criticized fairly sometimes for their involvement in Sudan, in Libya, in Yemen, and so forth. And those criticisms should be made when they can be made fairly, which you all almost never can do. But you should at least try to bring that same energetic criticism against Tehran for their decades upon decades of crimes against the Muslims. Because your selective outrage is not analysis, it's tribalism. It's
right. And what he's referring to is the how the Iranians, the hardliners in Iran, since they're Shiite, they try to oppose the will on the Sunni, and there is a third faction of Islam, and I forgot the name of it. It's mostly in Bahrain. I forgot the third faction of Islam. It's in I think it's either Bahrain or in what's the other country? Qatar. Yeah, Qatar. I think it was Bahrain or Qatar. I forgot the third one. The Shiites has been trying to push and militarily go after the Sunni and the other types of Islam in the area, Islamic people in the area, and also the Jews and the Christians who happen to be in the way. So he is correct on this.
sectarianism, and that's what got us here in the first place. And you understand Iran's sectarian project that they were doing in Iraq. This didn't just kill Muslims directly. They weren't just killing Muslims directly with their militias. There, with the sectarian government in Iraq, there was marginalization, systematic marginalization and humiliation of the Muslims in Iraq if you didn't belong to that sect. And that created conditions in Iraq in which ISIS could grow. Their behavior created the fertile ground for radicalization, and that benefited Iran, and that benefited the United States of America, and that benefited Israel. That's the full picture.
Yeah, because he's right. And let me put another let me add something to it. Right, everybody think the Iran is just doing this. Is doing this because they hate America. Let me just tell you the truth though. Let me tell you. A lot of people just need to take out a map, find Afghanistan, find Iraq. Who is in between Afghanistan and Iraq? And then we want to act outraged while they want to seek nuclear weapons. So if you got United States, Britain, Australia invading Afghanistan in 2001, and then the same nations invaded Iraq in 2003, and then they historically has been enemies of Iran since 1943 or 1953. You know what? Let's go back to 1940s when the British and the Russians, the British and the Soviets invaded Iran during World War II, and to force the oil to be pumped into Stalin. But that's a whole other. We got that's a whole other history of our issues with Iran. So Iran has a long memory, especially the 1953 British petroleum thing when they planted a coup to take, so that the British can take, so the CIA helped the British take the Iranian oil. Iran knows this. Iran has a long memories. That's why they decided to seek nuclear weapons, or no, better yet, they entertained the idea that we might need nuclear weapons because we got our enemies on both sides of our borders. But yet people in America are so simple-minded. See, Americans, I'm gonna say this, we Americans, because of we are supposed to be this superpower, yet we're 30th when it comes to education. We're supposed to be this world-class power, and yet we are not educated because a lot of us are not. We can't even use common sense with our geography and with history. And then we want to know why certain countries don't like the United States or some of us who are in the West.
That's the full picture. That's the honest accounting. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah, we're trying to be honest and objective. We try to hold the full picture. We don't let anybody off the hook. We don't let America off the hook. We don't let Israel off the hook. We don't let Iran off the hook. This is a RICO case. This isn't just an individual indictment. So now we come to the part that almost nobody wants to talk about at all. I've talked about it before. America, Israel, and Iran have never been just simple black and white enemies. I've been saying this for years. I know what it sounds like when you first hear it, because you're so drunk on narrative. It sounds crazy to you. It sounds like I'm trying to undermine the so-called resistance that you believe is real, because most people only know the narratives when you talk about Iran. When you talk about the Middle East generally, they don't know the realities that the narratives are designed to obscure. But look, the truth of the matter is that for the first decade of the so-called Islamic Republic, while Iran was publicly calling for the destruction of Israel, Iran was literally buying weapons from Israel. Buying weapons from Israel. That's not an allegation. You understand me? That's documented history. That's fact.
Right. Now I'm glad though he touched off on that, right? The Iran Contra. All right, the Iran Contra, when Ronald Reagan asked Oliver North to ship cocaine to the inner city, to the black inner city, in order to fund it, he had the Israelis sell arms to Iran, while black and Hispanic people in Los Angeles and New York and Philadelphia was being fed with cocaine. So he does have a point there. I'm just filling in what he hadn't. I'm only filling in what he didn't say. Everybody's hands are bloody. Nobody's innocent in this. We allow the hardliners to get away with things.
Iran-Contra, look it up. The arms deals, the intelligence sharing that was going on quietly behind the scenes. It was going on quietly behind the scenes while their rhetoric was getting louder and louder. And I'm telling you, that's the pattern. You have to understand that pattern. The louder the rhetoric, the deeper the cooperation. That's how it has been since 1979. Hostility on the surface, underneath symbiosis. And the same thing is going on right now. Believe me, I guarantee you, the same thing is going on right now, even while there's airstrikes going on and counter airstrikes going on. Not only are the United States and Iran going to be talking, they never stop talking. The truth is that the negotiations in Geneva never actually stopped because of the bombing. They've been ongoing this entire time. I guarantee you, they've been talking. So what's the reason for this symbiotic relationship? It's because they need each other. The Iranian hardliners need Israeli aggression to justify their own grip on power. They need the Zionist threat. How else do you explain the need for the IRGC in the first place?
And on top of that, it also, because of the Islamic nation attacking Israel, it fills the coffers of the evangelical community in the mega churches in the United States. In order for the John Hagees, the Matt Hagees, the Swaggarts, name any major white evangelical churches. I'm saying use the word white because usually it's a white Protestant church that promotes the idea of I forgot the term, the premillennial Christianity based upon the Scofield Bible. The links of that will be in the description box, by the way. If you're interested to know what the Scofield Bible says, it perverts the book of Revelation to mean something else when it doesn't mean that. That's why you got Ted Cruz and the neocons in the United States trying to sacrifice innocent people on this idea that we're going to usher in the second coming. No, God is the one who's going to usher in the second coming, not you. You're not God. He is, not you. He gets to decide, not y'all. And let me go over here because I find this over here disgusting. I find this part disgusting over here. And I find this disgusting. Hold on. I find this very, very disgusting here. Everybody asked, where was BB Net? Where was BB Netanyahu at? Everybody asked, where was, this, that, and third was at? Where was he at? Whoa. Well, he came out with this video, and there's people being killed, people had their lives destroyed, you got families being separated. You got a world on edge, but yet y'all gonna do a skit like this. This is a skit, y'all.
Mr. Prime Minister, I wanted you to know the president asked me to come and make sure you were okay.
I'm alive.
I checked that, and I'm happy to see that. But he wanted to make sure because, you guys get along too well.
I know, and we shake hands with 5 fingers in each hand. But I have to tell you, I'm alive, but I have this card.
Oh.
And don't read it. So it's a punch card.
Mm-hmm.
Today I erased 2 names on the punch cards. And you see how many more to go on this batch.
You know what the good news is? My name is not on the punch card.
Your name is on the list of the good guys.
Thank you.
And what the president, the U.S. forces are doing is incredible. We're very proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. And getting rid of these lunatics who would like to develop nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to every American city after wiping out.
Now, is that supposed to be funny? I got a punch card. And this is supposed to be a humorous conversation, a humorous discussion. If you're going to do a sign of life video, just say, "Here I am," and be done with it. But to sit there and do a comical thing while people are dying in all over the region and possibly over the world, if y'all keep this up, the whole world might be in flames after this. This is nothing to laugh about. This is a life and death situation based upon greed, hate, and unresolved trauma. That's what this problem is. You know, he said, now I'm gonna try to look up the Meg and Kelly. You know what? Let me look up the Meg and Kelly. Megyn Kelly with her racist ass, and was it Ben? What's his name? Hold on, let me go back. Let me see what he said. Mark Levin. Oh yeah. I can't stand Mark Levin. Let me go over here and see this real quick. Yeah, let's go over here. Is this it?
Since October of this year, he has been coming for me relentlessly. I mean, relentlessly, in the most vile and disgusting personal terms possible. I mean, this is like a 70-year-old man. He's in his like mid to late 60s or 70. Senior citizen with the show on Fox News on the weekend. He never made it in the prime time. You spend 5 minutes watching his show, you'll see why. He was not primetime material.
Oof.
We used to laugh at him behind the scenes at Fox.
Oof. Let's keep it moving. Ouch.
Because he's constantly red in the face and spitting mad and angry. That's his shtick. Okay, there's like some very small audience for that. I mean, very, very small. But that's not my problem. It's Fox's and Levin's. Well, once again, he was at it over the weekend. And they don't always get, under my radar, but this one did. And I finally had it. And I went back and looked. Mark Levin has tweeted about me at least 111 times just over the past few months. 111. In total, I've said something to him like a handful, 5 or 6 times. I've risen up here or there to say, would you stop? In the beginning, I said, please stop. You're going to get someone killed. I was talking about Tucker because he was so nasty. He was calling him an anti-Semite, neo-Nazi. Me too. Grifter, neo-Nazi. Like, I'm a neo-Nazi. Okay, Mark, sure. And it was very close in time to when Charlie was assassinated. I begged him, just please stop. But his only issue is Israel. So if you're not pro-war on Israel's behalf, or if you asked any questions about Israel and Charlie's feelings about it, you were a neo-Nazi that needed to be destroyed. So most of the time I have ignored those 111 personal attacks on me. But let me just tell you, he's called me the queen of the clan, Grandma Groiper, which is a comment on my age.
Megan, you are queen. You are queen of the clan. You are a racist bigot yourself, Megan. And Megan, remember when you flagged my channel back in 2015 during that Black Lives Matter thing? It was me and the Cool Gamer 83, or was it? Yeah, Cruel Gamer 83 and myself were flagged by you because we shared your videos and talked about your videos back then, 2015. Anyway, I think that was Fox who did that. But anyway, let's keep it moving. But you are queen of the clan, because you always talk about black folks. Black folks is always up in your mouth. Let's keep it moving.
Not there yet, but I'm looking forward to one day becoming a grandma. Groiper is the Nick Fuentes group, which believes that the Holocaust didn't happen, and made jokes about Jews in ovens being like cookies, as if that's something I would support. It's this same group of people who throw around that criticism that took a mild comment I made about Nick Fuentes and why people are addicted to him, why he's gaining purchase with some by saying he's an effective communicator, and eliminated all the parts where I said, obviously, we are not talking about his comments on race or Jews or women, or none of that could ever be excused, which I made clear. But my critics took that other piece of the clip and circulated it like I was part of his Groiper unit. I mean, it's just so dark what's happening. And I don't bring all of this on the show because it's like, I just want to do the news for you. I don't think you want to get caught up in my own or anybody else's Twitter drama. So I try to be very mindful of that and respectful of you and your time. I bring it up now only because it's getting to a fever pitch here with the threatened prosecution now of Tucker Carlson and the president now weighing in on the Mark Levin feud with yours truly, which I'm about to get to. So, yeah.
Well, I find it justice. I find it justice, by the way, because y'all created this. I'm going to say it like this. Listen, you can't create a movement with hate and expect it to last. Let me say this again. You cannot create a movement or a structure out of hate and expect it to last. You can't do that. That's why all of y'all now are fighting among yourselves. Y'all trying to sue one another, like with Candace Owens and in Turning Point USA and so forth. And I'll look at all of y'all. Y'all spent years disparaging black people. Y'all spent years disparaging immigrants. Y'all spent years disparaging Latinos, Asians, and now all of a sudden y'all turn. As soon as everybody else got out the way, y'all start turning on to yourselves. So what is this really about? What does MAGA is really about? What does America First is really about? See, that should be the question. What is it really about?
I'm a Klan member. I'm a neo-Nazi. I'm a grifter. I'm an anti-Semite. I'm reading here. I'm quoting from Mark Levin. I'm evil. I'm a narcissistic lunatic, bottom feeder, sicker, a disgusting fraud, hateful propagandist, low-life, sleazy, mentally unhinged, lunatic, pathetic, flailing, disgraced. I mean, I could keep going.
Uh-huh. You know what? I find it ironic with this ad and the subject matter. You know what? Let me leave that alone.
I've said nothing. Truly. I mean, like one tweet here or there at most, just to like occasionally like a pitcher at the mound, give him a brush back. Like, would you just settle down? Like go figure out where the fight really is. And the reason he's coming for me is because I do have an audience and he's very, very angry about that fact. Very fucking angry about that fact. So the attacks escalate. And I don't, I don't bring them all in front of you guys. I don't bring the security threats that rise in front of you guys. It's like, trust me, it's gotten very, very ugly for me in that way. And we're dealing with that. But finally, I had enough. And I tweeted at Mark Levin this weekend something to the effect of, I'm very sorry about his micro penis.
Oof.
Which I really enjoyed.
Oof, man, oof. Yo, V-Dub. Oh, man. I want to know what his reaction is to this. And you know what? Hold on. Let me see his reaction. Hold on. Let me look this up. Let me keep playing this. Fair use, by the way. Let me keep playing this until I see his reaction to it. Hold on.
I mean, I thankfully have never had to look at it firsthand, but you can just tell. No one's that angry and misogynistic, because there's been lots of misogyny in his tweets about me, like all the time. Who doesn't have that problem? And really, we should be feeling sorry for Mark Levin. We should be comforting him, because that's got to be really tough. Got to go out on the air and like try to act like you're big swinging. And as you know, the only people who act like they have the big swinging are the ones that don't. So he's really revealed it to me against my wishes and consent, to be honest. But there it was for me to see, obviously. And I called him out on it. And guess what? Like his new nickname. Rather than dealing with it like a man by making a joke about it, whatever, ignoring it, brushing me back from the plate, he actually ran to the president of the United States. He ran to Donald Trump and had Trump send out a nice tweet about him last night, overnight. And it was a ridiculous tweet for which now the president is getting blowback because he does not have his finger on the pulse of where his party is right now, which is very unusual for Trump. This is very strange. The tweet, and it's very strange that Mark Levin couldn't fight his own battle. But you know, like true pathetic weakling bullies, he's all bark and no bite. As soon as you punch,
You know, I hadn't seen. You know what? Let me get back. Let me get back on Twitter, y'all. Let me get back on Twitter. Let me get back over to Twitter. Okay. Yeah. Let me get back to X real quick. Let's get back to Twitter. I want to know. I want to know what is Mark Levin's response to this, because I don't see it on YouTube. So let me go on Twitter and see this. See if this is what his reaction to the micro ping. Oh shit. Okay, wait, no. We here. Oh, let's play this. Let's play this clip.
I think what he said about us fighting the war, I think Joe Kent is a coward.
Really?
I think he's a coward, and he should be ashamed of himself. He should be honored for his service that he committed to this country, but he's a coward for what he did. And then it had nothing to do with Israel. I think what he said about us fighting the war for Israel is nonsensical. But people have a right to have a stupid opinion if they want to. But the fact that you think you a man, you think you doing something, you think it's honorable that you can say, I'm gonna resign because I don't believe in this, but the men and women who serve can't resign. You think you doing something. You're not a leader. You're a coward. You are a coward.
So does, okay, then by that logic, how come Barron Trump is not in the military? How come Kaya Trump, Donald Trump's oldest grandchild, how come she's not in the United States military? If we're gonna go there, and I know I'm gonna go after, if you want to talk about, call people cowards for not joining and not joining, not being fired. Wait a minute. How is Joe Kent a coward when he lost a wife into the conflict? When he served time over there and his wife died over there too. Yet you call him a coward. I'm really getting tired of this clown talking and get away with shit. Yo. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, Mark Levin calling anyone a Klan member is it's ironic, isn't it? It's like Kelly and Event Mark Levin pointing at each other like Spider-Man memes only. Yeah. And I'm glad though. I'm glad you said this, right? You know what? Let me go over here real quick. No. Let me go. Hold on. Officer Tatum. No, we gotta go to Officer Tatum's channel because I know they have to be cooking his ass up in that chat room. Is this the same live stream. Hold on. No. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. Let me go over here. Because I want to see if they lit his ass up in this chat room. Yeah. The reason I ain't showing it because of the ads.
The Shia militias controlled by Iran did, and the Iraqi government's controlled by Iran. So these are.
He must have went to the Leering Center. He just said on Sean Ryan's show before he came out and said what he said, explaining how we got attacked by Iran over 150 times.
Anyway, hold on. He said, damn, we out here fighting Anton versus world batters while trillions of dollars are being requested for a Middle East spider web. Right. See, this is the reason why I don't like black YouTube. That's my problem with black YouTube. Everybody want to fight this Anton crap. Listen. I'm kind of glad I only talk about Anton on a not as much, because Anton is not even the main problem. This shows you that black people, we as black people, because I gotta talk about us. We minoring in the majors and majoring in the minors. We more worried about what Anton's doing rather than talking about, okay, well, are food prices going up? Our food prices going up. Our gas is going up. You can't feed yourself. You can't go, your take-home pay is enough money to take you back home. Okay, what's the name of the old guy with the white beard? Oh, Middle Nation. I forgot his real name. I forgot his real name. Melanated Vessel. Yeah. I sub to his channel. The link of if you want to know his channel, the link of it is in the description box. Because I got the videos in my description box if y'all want to know who and also yeah. So anyway, let me see what the comment section is saying to Officer Tatum. Somebody is threatening somebody. Okay. Oh, so see, this is how stupid people are. Y'all gotta stop thinking that this is a left-right paradigm. Right wing, left wing, it's the same bird. Okay, I don't know why y'all keep thinking he's on the left wing paradigm. Well, what's that left wing's attached to? The same body that the right wing is attached to. This is how stupid some of y'all are. Oh Lord, why do y'all? You know what? You scroll up. You scroll up. You scroll up. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Y'all just
How Iran is using their proxies to execute a war against other people in the region, especially American citizens.
right. Look at a map. Okay, which countries we invaded the last 25 years? Oh, Afghanistan is on the east of Iran, and then in 2003, like 23 years later, we was in Iraq. That's on the west side of Iran. If China would invade Canada and then they turn around and invade Mexico, wouldn't you think we that we here in America will be kind of like, we ain't cool about that. We see y'all conquering Canada, we see you invading Mexico. I don't think though we kind of like y'all like that. Of course, we're gonna do something about that. A lot of y'all don't sit there and think at all. Okay, y'all don't. Anyway, Tatum got dragged for sure. You know what? Let me get back over here. Let me see if he got dragged. Not reply. Hold on. Is there a? Let me see this real quick. Yeah. You see here. Now, notice this white boy right here is making a racist statement. Brandon Tatum chimps out on Joe Kent for resigning yesterday. He chimps out. Evan Kilgore, yeah, American nationalist. Oscar Tay Tay Mud. Ooh. He ain't calling you Tatum. He called you Tay Mud. See, come on. See, Oscar Tay Mud is a good guy. Ooh, oh. Not only he's being homophobic, on racist, he's being homophobic too. Ouch. See, Twitter is a yeah. Yeah, man. They bruh. Yo, come on, man. Watermelon fried chicken. Y'all cooking the shit out his ass. I'm telling you, y'all cooking him. Oof. Yeah, they on this Twitter. Uh-oh. One's is in the Epstein files. Spot the difference. One isn't. Uh-oh. No! Yo! Ooh. Yo! See, Brandon, you talk all that shit about black people for white biscuits, and now they're making fun of you. Brandon Tatum. You know what? Though? I'm gonna tag Brandon in this. This is what they think of you, Brandon. This is what they think of your ass. You've been dragging black men being shot by police, and now at the behest of white conservatives, and now here is you making AI videos with a bucket of KFC fried chicken and some watermelon. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. You know what? Since this is Twitter, let me put this up real quick because we don't know, because you know how Twitter is. You know how Twitter is. Let me just put up overlay up because you know how Twitter is, because Twitter is a belly of the beast. Twitter's a belly of the beast. Let me scroll down, see if it's safe, because sometimes I have some oh, yo, some of it I'm not going to show y'all. I ain't going to show y'all some of this, but I'll show you this right here. Oof, oof, oof. And Twitter's the belly of the beast. Yeah, Twitter's the belly of the beast.
And you can stay. Toby be good. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa. That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here. Ah, Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good nigga.
Yo. Tatum forgot his place. Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. He sure did forgot his place. Man. Yo, man, they cooked the shit out of Brandon Tatum over here. They're cooking the shit out of his ass. Let me be careful. Let me be careful.
They can spit on me again just once, though. Shit. Why y'all do me like that, fo? Y'all need some education.
For your silence.
They can spit on me again just once, though.
Yo, oof, oof, oof. Let me be careful. It's scrolling down. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Okay. Okay, safe. Yeah. See. Yep. Yeah. No. There's time me to get back up here. Give me time to get back up here. Yeah. Oof, man. This is bad. This is bad. Oof. Brandon, fight back, nigga. Fight back. Shit. Fight back. Damn, man, they're cooking your ass on this Twitter, man. Instead of calling Brandon Tatum, they call him Tay-Mud. Tay-Mud, damn. Man, yeah, Tay-Mud. They call him Tay-Mud. Oh, shit. I'm tired. I'm finally sleepy. But this right here was funny, though, to me, though. Let me scroll down. This right here was fucked up, man. This right here was fucked up, man. Yeah. How Brandon Tatum house coon. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Anyway, what the hell was that? Hold on. Hold on. I heard some noise. Yeah, it must be a truck or something. It must be the trash truck came by. But anyway, where was I at? Yeah. Uh, yeah. Anyway, y'all, let me get off of here because I heard some noise. I'm not heard some noise. I don't know what it is. So it must be the dump truck. But yeah, man, this is getting bad out here. You know what? Let's play a little bit more of Megan Kelly. Let's play a little more of her though before I leave.
Punch them back. And look, I'm all for taking the high road, and I did try. But after 111 tweets, increasing the security profile in my own life and attacking me in the most vile terms, I think anybody could see that I was entitled to one below the belt punch, right? When they go low, we go micro penis. That's the way it's going to be, at least insofar as that bully is concerned. And sure enough, he didn't know what to do. He went crying to the president, who's running a war right now, not to mention the country. It's crazy that this happened. And Trump sent out a truth late last night. I'll read to you in part, calling Mark Levin a truly great American patriot. He's somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, and brilliant. I mean, if he's so tough, Mr. President, query why you're fighting his battle. That's why they call him the Great One. Sean Hannity realized it. He was special. Mark's a true conservative and has intellect. He's far smarter than those who criticize him. Above all, he's a man of great wisdom and common sense who truly loves our country. When you hear others unfairly attack Mark, remember, they are jealous and angry human beings whose sway is much less than the public understands and will, now that they know where I stand, rapidly diminish. This is Trump. He firmly believes that if he criticizes you, meaning me, Tucker, or anybody, that we will have no more audience left. I mean, I have 10 years to show that's not true. Now, yet, are there some who will say, okay, the president's mad at you, I'm out? I guess so, but I feel like those people left me long ago because nobody ever thought I was a Trump sycophant. Fan, yes. Sycophant, no. And, we've sparred many, many times. Again, he's not naming me, but I think it's fair to say this is about me. It's about Tucker, and it's about some of other Mark critics on the right. Let's see. Those that speak ill of Mark will quickly fall by the wayside. So if you speak ill of Mark Levin, you will quickly fall by the wayside, as do people whose ideas, policies, and footings are not sound. They're not.
This is reason why, right? This is reason why. This is the reason why I believe that there needs to be a separation between the government and the media, because oftentimes you got people trying to fudge, the fourth estate, right? The media is supposed to report the news as is. So when the news starts saying I'm a conservative outlet or I'm a liberal outfit, you're actually being biased. You're introducing yellow journalism. And this is why we went to Iraq. yellow journalism. That's why we up here in Iran right now. Yellow journalism. And that's why I'm a firm believer of stating the fairness doctrine. That's what I believe. I think we need to get back from. We need to make the fairness doctrine law again, because that will stop people like her and Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson, and all these and the Young Turks and so forth. Those on the left as well, from being propagandists rather than being journalists. That's what I believe needs to happen on that part. Yeah, the hardliners in the media do need to go. And I'm gonna get off of here. Enjoy y'all Thursday, and I'll see y'all next time. And I'm glad though I'm getting some people watch me, because I know some of y'all bored with the Anton Daniels bullshit. Okay, I know y'all getting bored with Anton, so let me get out of here, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.